We're heading to the end of the year, cold weather, snow and ice. It's also the time of year we think of others and make contributions to charities. While the giving warms the heart, there are rules involved if you want to receive a tax benefit for your good deed. Here to talk more about the ins and outs of end-of-year gifting is my legal partner, Mike Solomon.
Hi, Lori.
Well, what do we need to know about gifts? I mean, really, it's pretty straightforward. We give a gift, we get a tax deduction, right?
You know, it's the tax code, so there are always rules, Lori, so you got to follow the rules.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about some of the rundown of the rules.
Well, let's say you start with the type of gift. So if you give, many people will give a lot of tangible personal property that may be clothing or even a car, for example. And then you have to follow these rules the IRS has set up to qualify for a charitable deduction.
Okay, so I can't just give a bag of clothes and take off $500?
Well, not exactly. But so first of all, the stuff has to be in good condition. So if you know, the ripped shirts that are now rags, you can't give that and get a deduction. But assuming you're giving clothing and it totals more than $250, you need to get a receipt from the charity saying, you know, basically what you got and when you gave it. And even if you are below that amount, keep some sort of records, maybe take some sort of pictures to keep track of all that. Now, if you give something like a car and you want to get a charitable deduction, the charity is going to give you something back that says, you know, what the value of the gift is. And many times the charities sell the cars or the boats if you give them those. And you're allowed a deduction up to the sale proceeds of the car. And they'll give you a 1098-C. That's a form you attach to your tax return and take your deduction.
All right. I guess that makes sense. How about cash?
Okay, well, that's a little bit easier. So if you give cash, you know, you need to keep records of that. You know, you should keep, you know, your bank statements or checks if you have those still, or if it's with a credit card statement. If it's more than $250, you're going to get something from the charity telling you what you gave, and that you need that to get to qualify for the deduction. Okay.
Any other rules we have to worry about?
Well, yeah, just the timing of it. You know, we're getting towards the end of the year, so if you write a check to a charity and date it December 31, but you put it in your pocket and wait till the beginning of next year to mail it, you're probably not going to get the deduction.
Right.
If you do it right at the end of the year and you give up control of the check, you give it to the charity, maybe you're a church, you throw it in the little collection box, or even drop it in the U.S. mails, you should be able to get the charitable deduction. But if you're doing the mail, don't wait until December 31, you know, because it takes a while for that check to clear, and you don't want arguments about when you really deposited the check.
Absolutely. But what if you get something of value in return for whatever you're donating?
Okay, so that's a good question. So sometimes you'll give money to a charity. Let's say you'll give it to Ohio State, and you'll get some football tickets back. Well, if you give $500 to Ohio State and you get football tickets back, you have to, whatever the value of an Ohio State ticket is, you have to reduce that by that amount. So that's to make sure that people aren't just buying football tickets and getting charitable deductions for it.
Yeah, that's not really charitable.
There are other things you ought to think about when you if you're giving a large item, you may need an appraisal to satisfy the IRS
prove
rule.
it. So, lots of rules. If it's the IRS, there has to be,
yes,
right?
That's right.
So while most people think it's nice to just give, it's also nice to get a deduction from your taxes for your gifts. To ensure that you do, please follow Mike's instructions and be careful when you pick that charity you want to give it to. Make sure it's a qualified charity or ask the charity to verify that. For more information, call Mike at the number that's coming up next.
Call Solomon, Steiner and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us, but until next week, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.